Rajiv's shoes sank slightly into the wet pavement as he approached the towering gates of the Lucas estate. The rain fell lightly, turning the driveway into a shimmering path under the golden mansion lights. Every step he took made his heart pound faster. He had never imagined standing in front of a place like this, a palace of wealth and power, far removed from the cramped apartment he called home. But none of that mattered now. Rajiv's mind was consumed by a single burning question: why is my wife's photo in this billionaire's mansion? Rajiv's life had always been a struggle. 12-hour shifts at a factory barely covered the rent, electricity, and his wife, Mira's modest needs. She was the heart of their home, kind, patient, endlessly supportive. But today, even her warmth couldn't soothe the storm inside him. When he received an anonymous tip claiming that Mira's picture was displayed in Lucas's mansion, disbelief had turned immediately to fury. Why her? Why would a billionaire display my wife's photo like this? As he rang the bell, he felt a nervous shiver. The door opened almost instantly, revealing a tall, impeccably dressed butler. "Good evening, sir. Mr. Lucas is expecting you," he said with a polite, formal tone. Rajiv blinked. Expecting me? How could he know I was coming? The butler led him through a hallway so long it seemed endless. Portraits of strangers, glittering chandeliers, and expensive sculptures lined the walls. Rajiv felt dwarfed by the grandeur. A small figure in a world he had only glimpsed in magazines and movies. Finally, they arrived at a spacious lounge. Behind a polished dark wood desk sat Lucas. The billionaire exuded power, charm, and authority. His tailored suit fit perfectly, his hair slicked back, and his sharp eyes seemed to see straight into Rajiv's mind. When Lucas rose, his smile was calm but deliberate, as though he had been expecting this exact moment. "Rajiv," Lucas said smoothly, "welcome. I understand you have a question for me." Rajiv swallowed hard, trying to steady his shaking hands. Yes, I do. I don't understand. I saw my wife's photo in your mansion. How did it get there? Why is it there?" Lucas leaned back in his chair, steepling his fingers. "It's not what you think," he said slowly. "But before I explain, I need to know about you. You've worked hard all your life, correct?" "Yes," Rajiv replied. "I work 12 hours a day, just to support my family. That's all I've ever done." Lucas nodded thoughtfully. "And Mira, she is extraordinary, isn't she?" His eyes flicked to the photo hanging prominently on the wall. Rajiv's stomach dropped. It was a professionally framed portrait. Mira smiling gracefully, dressed elegantly, looking far more poised than the tired woman he knew at home. What do you mean by extraordinary? Do you even know her personally?" Rajiv asked, anger rising. "Not personally," Lucas said, calm and deliberate. "But indirectly, yes. Mira has a presence, a talent, a light that not many notice. Her essence inspired me. That's why the photo is here. But this isn't just admiration. There is a much deeper reason." Rajiv's confusion turned into fear. "I don't understand. Are you saying she's famous? Important?" Lucas shook his head. "Famous in your world, no, but in mine, yes. The world she has touched without even knowing it is extraordinary. That photo is recognition, a symbol, and soon you will understand. It is a message that concerns both of you and will change your lives forever." Rajiv's heart raced. "A message? What message?" "I don't follow." Lucas smiled faintly, leaning back. "Rajiv, sometimes ordinary lives intersect with extraordinary circumstances. Mira's life may have seemed simple, but her skills, decisions, and courage have influenced events in ways most cannot imagine. You are about to discover her past, and why she has caught the attention of powerful people, including me." Rajiv sank into a chair, overwhelmed. How could she hide this from me? "It wasn't hiding," Lucas said, voice softening. "It was protection. She wanted to live a normal life with you. Her extraordinary life was a burden she couldn't share. But now, circumstances have changed. People are watching, and you need to know the truth before anything else happens." Before Rajiv could respond, the butler reappeared, carrying a silver tray with a single envelope addressed in elegant handwriting. "For your eyes only, Rajiv. The truth about Mira." Rajiv's hands shook as he took it. The envelope felt heavy with the weight of unknown secrets. Lucas's calm smile held both promise and warning. "Open it when you are ready," Lucas said. "What you discover will change everything, and the choice you make afterward will determine not just your fate, but hers as well." Rajiv looked at the envelope again, heart pounding. Outside, the rain continued, but inside the mansion, a storm had only just begun. Rajiv's hands trembled as he held the envelope from Lucas. He stepped to a quiet corner of the lounge, away from the billionaire's piercing gaze, and carefully opened it. Inside, he found a single sheet of paper and a small USB drive. His eyes scanned the neatly written note. First, Rajiv, the truth is far greater than you imagine. Meera is not just your wife. She carries a legacy that has been hidden until now. The USB contains the files you need to understand. Watch carefully and with an open heart. Rajiv looked up at Lucas, confusion and disbelief written all over his face. I don't understand. Legacy? Meera is... She's my wife. She's just ordinary. How could she have a legacy? Lucas leaned forward, his fingers steepled again. Sometimes, the most ordinary-seeming people are placed in extraordinary circumstances. Meera's life until now may have seemed simple, but her skills, her intelligence and her choices have shaped events in ways even she may not fully grasp. You are about to discover her past, and why she has drawn the attention of influential people, myself included. Rajiv's curiosity overcame his hesitation. He plugged the USB into his phone and watched as a series of encrypted files opened. The first file was a set of photographs, Meera as a teenager, standing beside people wearing official badges and formal uniforms. The next document was a letter signed by a high-ranking official, praising her strategic thinking and her courage in situations Rajiv could barely imagine. What is all this? He whispered, his voice barely audible. Every image, every word made his head spin. The realization was dawning slowly. Meera's life was far more complex than he had ever imagined. Lucas watched him closely. Meera was trained in areas that require secrecy and skill, Rajiv. She worked behind the scenes, influencing events and protecting lives without seeking recognition. Her work is why she is safe and cautious. But now, her past intersects with the present, which is why her photograph is in my mansion. It's both respect and warning. Rajiv sank into a chair, his mind racing. I had no idea. How could she hide all this from me? From everyone? It wasn't hiding, it was protection. She loved you and wanted a normal life with you, Lucas said softly. Her life required secrecy. Now, though, circumstances are different. There are people watching, and you need to understand what's at stake for her, and for you. Rajiv turned back to the USB. Each file revealed more layers of Meera's hidden world, her involvement in high-level operations, her strategic collaborations, and her pivotal role in situations that impacted thousands of lives. Every page confirmed it. The woman he married was far more extraordinary than he had ever realized. You mean to say my wife is like some kind of secret operative? Rajiv's voice cracked. I can't believe it. Why me? Why didn't she ever tell me? Lucas smiled gently. Because she didn't want you burdened by it. But now that you know, you must be prepared. Forces will attempt to reach her, and by extension, you. That's why I brought you here personally. You need guidance, protection, and the truth before anything else happens. Rajiv's mind swirled. Fear mingled with pride. Meera, the woman he thought he knew completely, had been moving through worlds he could barely imagine. His heart ached at the secrets she carried, yet swelled with admiration for her courage. So, what do I do now? He asked finally, his voice steadier. Lucas leaned back, studying him. For now, observe, learn, and prepare. Stay close to Meera, protect her. Do not underestimate the dangers that are coming. She trusted you with her heart, but she never imagined that you would need to protect her in ways beyond ordinary life. Soon, the next chapter of your lives will begin, one that will test both your courage and your love. Rajiv looked at the documents again, absorbing each detail. The ordinary life he had known, factory shifts, bills, and quiet evenings, was about to collide with a world of danger, influence, and unimaginable opportunity. Rajiv, Lucas continued, his tone calm yet commanding, the choice is yours. You can walk away, continue your life as it was, or you can step into the reality of what Meera truly is, and join her in facing it. Rajiv's hands clenched around the USB. Could he rise to the challenge? Could he protect the woman he loved, whose life was now so much bigger than he had imagined? He looked at her photo, her serene smile full of hidden strength. He nodded to himself. I will step in, he said, determination in his voice. I don't know this world, Lucas, but I will stand by her, no matter what. Lucas's smile widened, approving. Good. That is all I needed to know. Your journey begins now, Rajiv. Be ready. The unbelievable is about to unfold. Outside, the rain had stopped. The mansion gleamed under the night sky. Inside, Rajiv felt a mix of fear, pride, and anticipation. One thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same. Rajiv left Lucas's mansion that night with a storm of emotions raging inside him. The streets seemed darker than usual, the city quieter, yet his mind was deafening with thoughts of Meera. He could barely reconcile the woman he knew, his loving, simple wife, with the extraordinary life Lucas had revealed. She was, in every sense, a secret hero, someone who had operated behind the scenes, influencing powerful events, all while keeping him blissfully unaware. Back in their modest apartment, Meera was waiting, her expression calm but slightly anxious. "You're late," she said softly. Rajiv felt a pang of guilt. How could he explain the night he had spent inside the mansion of a billionaire, discovering truths he wasn't even sure she was ready for him to know? I need to talk to you," he began, voice shaking. "But first, I need you to promise me you'll listen." Meera tilted her head, curiosity flickering in her eyes. "Of course. Whatever it is, Rajiv." He took a deep breath. "I went to see Lucas tonight. He showed me something about you, something incredible. I saw documents, photos, and letters. Meera, you're extraordinary. I had no idea." Meera's calm demeanor shifted slightly. She studied him closely, as if measuring his reaction. "I suppose it was only a matter of time," she said quietly. "Lucas is careful who he allows into certain things." Rajiv ran a hand through his hair, overwhelmed. "But why didn't you ever tell me? Why hide all this from me?" Meera sat down beside him, her hand covering his. "Rajiv, I love you. Everything I did to protect you. My work, my life before this apartment, before us, was complicated, dangerous, and secretive. I couldn't risk your safety or your peace of mind. I wanted to live a normal life with you. That was my choice." He swallowed hard, trying to process her words. "Normal life? Yes, I get that. But the truth is, it's huge, Meera. I saw your photos, your letters, your missions. I don't know what half of it means, but I understand one thing. You've been protecting people, maybe even the world. And now, Lucas says people are watching you, watching us." Her eyes softened, tinged with a mixture of sadness and relief. "Exactly. And now that you know, you're part of it too. Not by choice, but by love, and by being close to me. Danger is coming, Rajiv, and you need to be ready." Rajiv's chest tightened. Fear battled with pride. He had always wanted to protect Meera in the simplest ways, fixing a leaky faucet, calming her after a rough day, sharing his meager earnings to make life easier. But protecting her in this world, this was beyond anything he could have imagined. I will do it, Meera. I'll protect you, whatever it takes. I don't fully understand this world yet, but I won't step back." Meera smiled faintly, a mix of pride and worry. "I hoped you'd say that. It won't be easy, Rajiv. You've seen the surface tonight, but the real challenges, they're coming fast. Lucas is just the beginning, and there are others, people, who won't stop until they get what they want. They've been waiting for a chance." Rajiv's mind spun. "Others? What do you mean? Who would want to harm you?" Meera's gaze darkened, her voice low. "There are people who have been tracking my actions for years. Some are government agencies, some private operatives, and some criminals with power, money, and no conscience. Until now, I've kept them away from our life. But they've learned of me indirectly. That's why Lucas contacted you, why he made sure you know the truth. You need to be prepared for the unbelievable." Rajiv's pulse raced. The weight of what he had discovered, what she was revealing, was immense. But alongside the fear, a burning determination rose. "Meera, I don't care. We've faced challenges before, small or large. Whatever this is, I'll stand by you. Not just as your husband, but as your partner. If danger comes, we face it together." She reached for his hands, gripping them tightly. "I always knew I could count on you, Rajiv, and now you will see more of my life than anyone else ever has. But be warned, the people who seek me will stop at nothing. You must be brave, patient, and clever, and you must trust Lucas. He's the only one who can guide us through the next steps safely." Rajiv nodded. His mind swirled with images of Lucas's mansion, the documents, the letters, the unknown dangers that awaited them. But he felt an unusual calm, a resolve that he hadn't known before. Love had brought him this far. Now it would give him strength to face whatever lay ahead. Outside, the city lights flickered in the quiet night. Inside, Rajiv and Meera sat together, hands entwined, hearts beating in unison. The ordinary world they had known had ended. Ahead lay a path filled with secrets, danger, and the unimaginable. And for the first time, Rajiv truly understood, Life would never be simple again, but for Meera, he would face anything. The next morning, Rajiv woke with a mixture of anticipation and fear. The world outside their modest apartment seemed unchanged, yet he knew that nothing in their lives would ever be the same. He glanced at Meera, who was quietly making tea, her calm demeanor belying the extraordinary life she had revealed to him. For the first time, Rajiv truly understood the weight of the secrets she had carried, not just for her own safety, but for the safety of countless others. "Rajiv," Meera said softly, "Lucas asked you to be ready. Today you will understand why your life and mine are about to change forever." Rajiv swallowed hard. "I am ready," he said, though his voice trembled slightly. "Whatever is coming, we face it together." By mid-morning, Lucas arrived at their apartment personally. His presence was imposing yet reassuring, his tailored suit perfectly pressed, his eyes sharp as ever. "Rajiv, Meera," he said calmly, "there is no time to waste. You need to see for yourself. Come with me." Rajiv's heart pounded. They followed Lucas to his mansion once more. This time, however, the doors opened to a room Rajiv had never entered before, a private study, walls lined with high-tech screens, secure cabinets, and files stacked meticulously. The centerpiece was a large digital display, currently blank. Lucas turned to Rajiv. "What I am about to show you will explain everything, but be prepared, the truth is more unbelievable than you can imagine." He pressed a button on a sleek remote. The digital screen flickered to life, displaying files, photographs, and videos. Rajiv's breath caught as he recognized familiar scenes. Meera, expertly navigating complex operations, negotiating with powerful individuals, and even intervening in life-threatening situations. "These files," Lucas began, "document not only Meera's extraordinary abilities, but also her impact. She has quietly prevented disasters, protected innocent lives, and influenced events at the highest levels, all without seeking fame or recognition. The photo in my mansion was never just a display. It was a testament to her achievements and a warning to others. She is someone to be reckoned with." Rajiv's hands trembled as he watched footage of his wife in situations he could never have imagined. Her calm confidence, intelligence, and courage were breathtaking. I can't believe this," he whispered. She's like a superhero, and I never knew." Lucas nodded. "Exactly, and now the danger is real. Powerful entities who once ignored her are now aware of her influence. They will stop at nothing to gain control, or to eliminate what they cannot understand. That's why you were brought here. You are now part of this world, whether you like it or not. Protecting her is protecting everything she has worked for." Meera stepped forward, her gaze steady. "Rajiv, I never wanted you involved in this, but now that you are, I need you to trust me, to trust Lucas, and to trust yourself. The unbelievable. It's happening now, and you have a choice, run or stand by me." Rajiv looked at her, and in that moment he saw not just the wife he had married, but the extraordinary woman who had shaped the world around them in ways he could barely comprehend. He took a deep breath. "I choose to stand by you," he said firmly. "Whatever comes, I will not leave your side." Lucas smiled, satisfaction evident in his eyes. "Good. That is the answer I expected. The files you see here are just the beginning. Meera's past, present, and influence will now be fully revealed to you. But more importantly, you will help protect her as new threats emerge. This is the unbelievable part. The same people who admire her work are now seeking to control it, and by extension, control her. You are now her partner in this fight." Rajiv's mind raced. The ordinary man he had been felt distant, almost irrelevant, compared to the reality now before him. Yet alongside the fear, a surge of determination arose. He realized that love, courage, and loyalty could give him strength to face challenges that no ordinary man could imagine. Hours passed as Lucas and Meera explained every detail, the covert operations, the threats from powerful adversaries, and the ways in which Meera had remained undetected for years. Rajiv absorbed it all, his resolve growing with each revelation. Finally, Lucas stepped back. "Rajiv, the unbelievable truth is this. Your wife is extraordinary, and her life has always been intertwined with forces far beyond your previous understanding. You have seen the proof, and now you know your role. Together, you and Meera will navigate the dangers, protect what is precious, and confront challenges that most people could never imagine." Rajiv looked at Meera, his eyes filled with awe and love. "I understand now," he said quietly, "and I will face it all with you, Whatever comes, we face it together. All of this, is unbelievable. But I am ready. Mira smiled, a mixture of relief and pride. Then let's begin, she said softly. Outside, the world seemed unchanged, but inside, Rajiv and Mira had stepped into a new reality. Ordinary life was over. Ahead lay danger, intrigue, and challenges that would test them in every way, but together, and with Lucas guiding them, they were ready to face the unbelievable.